Welcome back to another episode of Drivers4Drivers. I'm Ken Cox. Today we've got Francis Ham.
Hi.
Kenny Coons.
Howdy.
Behind the scenes we have Arnell.
Hello.
And we are
Drivers4Drivers.
We've had a few drivers commenting on the last few podcasts and absolutely love it. It's great. Keep it up. Keep coming up with questions. Some of you have contacted me directly telling me about your cost per mile and what all that looks like. And I'm going to once I get a few of those together, we'll compile them. We'll come on here and do a little special episode of, how we can make that better and kind of turn that into a little series of, this is where we're at. What can we cut to make, better decisions and increase that profit overall. So look forward to that. And kind of some of the stuff that has come up recently is trip planning. And I don't think a lot of people still do that. Like you get your dispatch, you're like, all right, cool. You throw it in the GPS and off you go. 11 hours down the road, you're like, okay, I'm tired. I got to pull over. Some of us it's 3 hours, but I won't call myself
10.
out. And they're like, okay, there was a Love's back there, and I'll turn around and go back there. Do you guys still do trip planning? Is that something that you guys do? Back in the horse and buggy days.
You had to. You had to plan your trip to where you knew where you were going to find a payphone to be able to call back.
Or water your horse.
Didn't have any cell phones. That's right. That's right.
I give you a lot. I give you a lot of grief about that. But if we back it up in the early 1800s, my great grandfather or great grandfather used to horse and cart from down where down in
Central Utah.
Central Utah, Emory County, all the way up into Salt Lake.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was horse and buggy. I don't remember what he hauled. But yeah, he used to run a team and do that.
I've seen guys do that before with a team of horses. They'll go in and have 8 horses or so hooked to a wagon, and they'll come in and they'll go to a dock, and then they'll have that team back up and spot that trailer or that wagon right into the door. Absolutely amazing, man.
That's skill.
Yeah, that is cool. Real cool.
I use donkeys. Yeah. Maybe I don't.
Do you even own a donkey?
I don't.
You have a lot of chickens.
There's a lot of chickens. We've got some cows. We'll be putting them out in our little pasture there end of the month, end of April, middle of April. They got to turn the water on, and then we'll put them back there, and we'll finish them up with some good feed from Circle 5 Feeds.
That's right. That's right. We speaking of chicken and cows and stuff like that, we haul a lot of chickens and cows.
Boy, howdy.
In a reefer.
A reefer, yeah. No.
They're not alive.
And I want to throw something out there. So I think everybody knows where trucking's at right now. They know what the rates are. It's tough. It's real tough. Customers right now, it's kind of hard to break into a new customer. Mm-hmm. I think whoever has that customer, they're really trying to take good care of them, as we do, ourselves. We try to take the best care of our customers that we can as well. But I do have a question for the group, and that is, over the years, trucking at Giltner, and a bunch of the GLS drivers are now over with Giltner as well. So it's all one big happy family. Were there any customers that you can think of that we went to on a daily basis or whatever that you really enjoyed hauling for? You could get in, you could get loaded, your loads were good. They had them loaded correctly. You didn't have any weight issues or anything like that, to where you could get in and get out of there, and you really enjoyed that we don't go to anymore. If you do, if you can remember some of those, email us. You know?
Let me know. Bloop it.
Or current loads you're doing.
Yeah.
Write it down so you don't forget. I really like that load.
Yeah.
And we'll do our best to get more of those, Mm-hmm. We want it easier on everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
I did have a call from a driver who heard from another driver that a place was wanting somebody else to be hauling. It was a brokered load. Don't hesitate to call. If you hear something, I wouldn't talk business, with any of them, but give us a call. Say, hey, these people were saying they weren't happy with the people doing it, and let us take over from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if it's a load that you want to run.
For sure.
That's fantastic.
Good stuff.
So a couple episodes ago, we were talking about how the weather's changing, right? There's frost laws in effect. The ground's getting a little mushy, as the moisture is dissipating or whatever. And we had talked about parking your trailer, if you're going to drop your trailer, especially if it's loaded, on hard surface. And I'm not talking just asphalt. I'm talking like concrete hard surface, or have those pads. What do you guys call those? Landing pads, the landing gear, blocks of wood.
Yeah, we just called them dolly pads.
Dolly pads, that's what it was. Yeah, sometimes, the old brain, it's there's no wrinkles in there.
I was trying to figure out where you were going with
it. Well, we had a tow truck driver recover a truck that had broke down and dropped our trailer into some soft dirt. And then I'll throw those pictures up there.
I sure will. I saw that and I was like, what is this?
Yeah. So this is what happens. Unfortunately, it wasn't our mistake. It was theirs. They brought the wrecker back out, lifted it up, truck got back underneath it. But this is what happens if you don't do that. And if it happens to be your mistake, then it's expensive. And Kenny will point and laugh at you. I will feel bad for you. Kenny will laugh, though.
Probably not a funny occurrence.
It's not.
No.
I like they have an example, though.
Yeah.
I heard from a TikTok watcher. I wouldn't be watching TikTok.
You think we can have Kenny do something for TikTok too? Dance.
That's right.
You can dance if you want to.
Actually seen one where they have electric landing gear now.
I don't know why that's not been invented before.
Right? But it looked like it went down pretty slow. Could affect a 10-hour rule.
I'm going to take my 30-minute break now.
Click, click.
They should have done it by air.
They're punching holes through stuff now. Ka-ta, ka-ta.
That way you can test if it's hard enough to hold a trailer.
Can't drop my trailer. I got an air leak.
I should have done that pre-trip.
That's right.
From the Office of the Safety Peoples, they are asking that you uncover those driver-facing cameras. But why? I'll tell you. I know you're curious.
Oh, I know why.
So we had a driver that was being pulled into a DOT station, had his seatbelt on, gets pulled in there. They give him a ticket for not wearing a seatbelt. This gentleman we've seen, he wears his seatbelt. He does. His driver-facing camera was covered. Could not fight that ticket. Driver had to pay that ticket.
Oof.
So there's one instance. Others are if you're driving down the road and somebody hops that medium and runs into you, then you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing. It's going to show that you weren't, playing on your cell phone. You weren't, you had your seatbelt on. You're doing all that stuff. So when we go to court with these to fight it, it's undeniable that we were doing the right things. So
it's to save your bacon, our bacon.
Yeah. We've got better things to do in the office than sit there and watch the videos. We do. We get alerts and stuff that come across, and we look through there, and 90% of them are, you're too close to the truck or car in front of you. We're like, okay, this if it's something that continually happens, and we'll send you an email and say, hey, just mind your distance. But 99% of the time we're too busy. I don't say too busy, but we're busy doing other things with orientations. We're, stocking those shirts. We got a lot of stuff that we're doing in there.
Well, 300 trucks.
Yeah, that's a lot.
1 hour's 300 hours.
That's right. That's right.
Times 24 hours in a day.
That's math. Can't do it.
couldn't do it.
I got smooth gray skin underneath the
Yeah.
dome.
Yep.
You're not asking them to uncover them at night.
No,
just
I mean,
while
like,
they're working.
yeah, while you're on duty, take the sock off and go. When you're parked, please, cover it up.
Yep.
Your privacy is yours. We want you to have your privacy. Now, if you're sleeping and all of a sudden you feel that truck do this, if you're decent, pull the sock off, hit that green button and see what's going on. And then that way, if there is an altercation or if somebody's trying to get in the truck, something like that, we're able to see everything and help identify the offender.
Yep.
I know the outside ones have saved us here. As of the last month, I know of 4 or 5 instances where those cameras have helped us get repairs done
Yep.
on somebody else's dime.
Yep.
Yep.
And I can tell you, on more fingers than I have on both hands, those cameras have come in more handy to protect people more than to hurt people.
Yes.
And I know just the other day, I had gone down to Salt Lake, and I was traveling through town, and from one billboard to the next billboard was nothing but attorneys out there. If you've been hurt in an incident, give us a call and we'll help you. And you couldn't even finish reading the first one and you were already looking at the second one. So they're obviously looking for some revenue.
They
You know?
call them ambulance chasers.
Ambulance
They
chasers,
do.
yeah.
They do. Yeah.
You have a safety topic?
I do. Weather's getting warmer outside. Seasons are changing. And you know what they say? It's either winter or construction season, right? And construction season is here, and it's doing very, very well. I ask you to be patient. You are a professional driver out there. You deal with this every year, and it happens every year. You get into a construction zone, and people start cutting lines, and you have left lane closed ahead, so everybody's on the right lane, and then everybody still wants to pass in the left lane. And it gets frustrating. It just bottlenecks everything up. It takes more time to get through that area. Don't speed. Fines are doubled. When you're coming into those things, be patient. Get through there without incident and get on down the road. It's tough and it gets frustrating, but I know our drivers are professionals and they can do that and deal with that, and they do deal with it every day. Thank you for doing that, but just be aware it's not worth getting frustrated.
Don't straddle the dotted line.
Yeah,
Keep-
that's bad.
I think you'd be ticketed for that.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not maintaining your lane.
Mm-hmm.
Only going to save you a couple minutes.
I don't even think it saves you that much, honestly. If you slow down a little bit and throughout the whole day, I think you save about 5 minutes opposed to speeding, all the things that we do going down the road, you save about 5 minutes. Science.
Yeah.
Science.
I wonder what Driver's Advantage is doing today.
I'm sure they're very busy.
They are busy down there.
They are. They're always going.
Closing thoughts?
I'll piggyback on construction. If you're on the phone and coming into construction, call the person back. Mm-hmm. You want to be real attentive in that construction zone. Last thing we want to do is hit a construction worker or truck coming in and he don't see you, but you see him. Turn your radio down so you can see better.
Science.
That's right.
Science. And let's all be safe out there. Let's get through this.
Yep.
Closing thoughts?
Want to thank everybody for what you're doing. I talked a little bit about the construction as being a safety topic for this episode. And I know our drivers deal with that all the time, right? And 99.9% of the time they do an excellent job. Mm-hmm. And I just throw it out there as a reminder, it is easy to get frustrated, especially when you do this for a living, They do a great job and they deal with it, and I want to thank them for what they do. Excellent job to our team. Thank you for what you do. If it wasn't for you doing what you do every day, we wouldn't be here right now. So thanks.
Thank you for everything that you're doing out there. Remember, you're our eyes and ears on the road. If you see something, say something. And thanks for making the better move.
See ya.
See ya. Go Cowboys.